Okay, so here I am. Clearly the video is shorter than it usually is. The company that I do proofreading for started sending me work again, and it just took way longer than I thought it would when I accepted the document. Hi Kiara. This is unfortunately going to be the way forward for the foreseeable future because... Where's that trans hard? There it is. Because, to put it blunt, while I love the community building aspect of Twitch, this is a huge time investment in which I could be doing other things to earn money, and kind of money's tight right now, so I need to do the proofreading over this. I'll try and get the proofreading done as quickly and as professionally as possible, but it does mean that some videos and therefore YouTube uploads will be shorter than I would like. There's nothing I can do about it. I do apologise. It has made me kind of so stressed I want to cry, so I'm hoping that this will help. But if the video is
home from here. What's left of it, I guess.
No, you can't. The vacancy is quite large. For what it's worth, like I'll try and keep going until my usual time of 6 o'clock, so like 2 hours time. But hopefully, you know, I can. Glitter dust is the powdered form of rock found along the Wounded Coast. Thanks, Kiara. Really appreciate it. Or Kiara Strings, if you prefer. When explorers brought the sparkling rock to the markets of the Free Marchers, it became immediately popular among wealthy ladies who crushed it and applied the powder to their faces. The added brightness and luster to the skin, however, soon paled in comparison to the developing rash and coughing fits. As it turned out, glitter dust is dangerous if ingested or inhaled. It's also extremely flammable, as several ladies discovered after powdering their hair while standing next to a candle. Unfortunately, this resulted in a dozen deaths by conflagration. These days, glitter dust is used sparingly and only by experienced alchemists. The most common form of the substance is volatile glitter dust. If gathered from caves where darkspawn dwell, the rock produces a powder known as tainted glitter dust. An excerpt from the Alchemist's Encyclopedia by Crusty Monas Pell. I try to take care of myself, but at the same time, like I need to contribute to this household. My partner's... I don't want to put the pressure back on my partner where I wasn't contributing. So here we are. I'm a mess right now. I leveled up though, so that's cool. Let's just get these to 20. Got a roughly 1 in 5 chance of critting. That seems decent. And let's revive a thing now. It is. So that's how my day's going anyway. I don't want to stop streaming, obviously. I love what I do. I love doing it. Hey, you can die. So I'm just going to try and find a new balance between the two things. He disappeared. Oh, so what I think happened is he fell into the floor. Obviously Thursday's my usual day off because I do all the work on Thursdays. And then Friday is probably going to be Battletoads. Just because hoping that some people will come to the channel for out of interest and stay. It didn't work out the last time for Streets of Rage, but hey, maybe it'll work out this time. Because there is no Twitch algorithm, it is simply the largest channel gets promoted more because it's at the top of the page. Oh no, Battletoads? New Battletoads, in fact. The new Battletoads. I have the old Battletoads. I've heard it's a hard game. I tried it for about 10 minutes and went, no, this is going to kick my ass. You know what? Let's start increasing Carver's crit chance. But apparently the new one is like billed as being equally as difficult, so we'll see. I'm probably only going to do it for a stream, and then just come back to Dragon Age in the next week. So hopefully it'll be fine. But it's kind of got like a Saturday morning cartoon vibe going on from all the trailers.
Do you even know her name, Shem? No? It's Delilah. She's dead. And you killed her.
So we'll not play Battletoads ever. That's fine. I will play it for you.
I was a beast then.
Ah.
A werewolf.
Yes.
I
Werewolves.
did many
Werewolves?
terrible
Werewolves.
things. I'm sorry.
Sorry does not
But
bring
equally,
my mother
Battletoads is
back.
free on Game Pass, so why wouldn't I try
was a
it?
victim too, Elf. Of Zathrian's vengeance. Stranger, please calm her down.
Is there any approval for this? If I were to try the original Battletoads, it would be like an incentive or a goal for like one stream. Interesting. I will put myself through things for chat.
Is this what your mother would want?
But he murdered her.
This man may have a wife, children, certainly a family. What will they think of you? Kill him and you become him.
You shame me. My mother
Keep what you kill.
would not want this. Leave Shem. Before I change my mind.
Okay, so that ends the thing, as I suspected it would. Let us reload. Pick one of the further information options. And see what happens.
I was a beast then. A werewolf. I was a victim too, Elf. Of Zathrian.
Did I hear you right? You're a werewolf.
I was one, but
Werewolf.
no longer. Her Dalish keeper cursed some humans with lycanthropy long ago. The disease spread over the years, but the hero of Ferelden freed us.
Okay.
Is this what your
And
mother
then-
would want?
I'm apparently
But he
diplomatic
murdered
hawk,
her.
so I will pick the
This
diplomatic
man may
answer.
have a wife.
510 XP! Hell yeah. Meanwhile, Varric's damage output is not increasing because I need the cunning thresholds. Really need to make targets brittle. That's what I think ice magic. Anyway, let's go with that. Also, the elves just disappeared, so that's cool. Spooky ghost elves. Friend always wants me to go become a bad person in these types of games, like straight up kill people. Like, I've thought about it, don't get me wrong. Appeal them. That wouldn't be fun for me. I like the challenge of finding out how to resolve solutions peacefully. Oh, right. Punk. But if that's what they enjoy in these games, totally, you know, more power to them. You know, the she on the hand is chaotic evil. Hey, at least you know your friends' alignments. That's an important thing to know about people. Is you can predict how they'll react in certain circumstances. What is this over here? Okay, I guess I'll kill the mage because that's where Carla's going. Lawful neutral good. I think I vary between chaotic good and true neutral.
One less to
Although I've
worry
never really
about.
been in a position to do evil things, so I wouldn't know about that. The range is
Is everyone all right?
pretty good. I'd like to think of myself as a non-evil person. Try to be kind and compassionate. Even if the world right now is making that super difficult. Oh, hey. Wonder where I'm going to go in a moment. Could it be where all the Kunari are? Let's find a way around things. Yeah, I prefer talking to fisticuffs. Okay, let's check out this exclamation mark. I guess it was a trap. Or there's... Oh no, there's people down there. Never mind.
I suffer no.
Carver, where the hell are you going, my friend? Right, I guess I have to trust them to deal with that, because Carver's getting himself killed. I know people complain about Alistair being super aggressive in Origins, but Carver has Alistair beat.
How about you?
Oh, well, Varric's dead. Carver, you got Varric killed.
You got Varric! You bastard!
Oh, right, I've got a dog. Dog, 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 dog. Just in case the mage has any spells active.
There! That's enough!
You want this?
I will hit you with my stick. I like how it's clearly an apostate mage, even though that's exactly what I am also. Yeah, Carver, you got Varric killed.
You okay? Oh, I'm sorry, baby.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Bianca. Take it out on Carver. Oh, Whiskers, right. It's like, what can I interact with? Oh, my dog. Also, generally speaking, in games like this, thinking more of Mass Effect here. Ooh, Great Warden Doctor.
Messages for the Wardens. They'd probably pay to have them returned.
Wait. Wait. Avernus? Cool. Blood magic. I will totally drink that for 2 attribute points though in a moment. I guess Carver's off to get himself killed again.
Don't give him an inch!
Go down! How about you?
You're pathetic!
There!
Don't give him an inch!
Hang on, I just want to check something. Wasn't there a level 12. Oh no, you do. God's sake, the AI in this game is terrible. Carver, are you really not able to kill one person? There you go. You did it, bro. I knew you could. I'm just going to stop mashing the A button. Auto attack is now toggled. I mean, it's probably toggled in Origins, to be fair. I just didn't check. Yeah, anyway. As I was saying. I think it's particularly with Mass Effect here. A lot of games reward you long-term for playing as the good person. Especially like you get to Mass Effect 3 and if you picked Paragon, that thug's gonna rock. a lot of the time, or like most of the game, you have a much easier go of it than if you picked Renegade. I know keep up with net. Yeah, I generally do the same. I mean, obviously you've been watching, but I don't go out of my way to kill people. It's more of a self-defense thing than deciding to be evil / homicidal. Grab the mud. Cool. Perfectly programmed game. It rocks. Anyway. What's up here? Stun!
You will fall! Every battle is training for the next.
It's one way to look at it, Aveline. Every battle is an unnecessary complication, is another way of looking at it. Okay, so that's that loop explored. Didn't actually mean to explore the entire loop, but there we go. You know what, let's do some codex. Let's clear up my codex while I'm thinking about it. Right, so... maybe I won't read all of them. Abomination, we arrived in the dead of night. We'd been tracking the Maleficar for days and finally had him cornered, or so we thought. As we approached, the home on the edge of the town exploded, sending splinters of wood and fist-sized chunks of rocks into our ranks. We had but moments to regroup before fire rained down from the sky, the sounds of destruction wrapped in a hideous laughter from the centre of the village. There, perched atop the spire of the village chantry, stood the mage, but he was human no longer. We shouted prayers to the Maker and deflected what magic we could, but as we fought, the creature fought harder. I saw my comrades fall, burned by the flaming sky or crushed by debris. The monstrous creature, looking as if a demon were wearing a man-like a twisted suit of skin, spotted me and grinned. We had forced it to this, I realised. The mage had made this pact, given himself over to the demon to survive our assault. Transcribed from a tale told by a former Templar in Cumberland, 884 Blessed. Oh, this is... yeah. It is known that mages are able to walk the Fade while completely aware of their surroundings, unlike most others who may only enter the realm as dreamers and leave it scarcely aware of their experience. Demons are drawn to mages, though whether it is because of this awareness or simply by virtue of their magical power in our world is unknown. Regardless of the reason, a demon always attempts to possess a mage when it encounters one, by force or by making some kind of deal, depending on the strength of the mage. Should the demon get the upper hand, the result is an unholy union known as an abomination. Abominations have been responsible for some of the worst cataclysms in history, and the notion that some mage in a remote tower could turn into such a creature unbeknownst to any was the driving force behind the creation of the Circle of Magi. Thankfully, abominations are rare. The Circle has methods for weeding out those who are too at risk for demonic possession, and scant few mages would give up their free will to submit to such a bond with a demon. But once an abomination is created, it will do its best to create more. Considering that entire squads of Templars have been known to fall at the hands of a single abomination, it is not surprising that the Chantry takes the business of the Circle of Magi very seriously indeed. Arcane Horror. Upon ascending to the second floor of the tower, we were greeted by a gruesome sight, a ragged collection of bones wearing the robes of one of the senior enchanters. I had known her for years, watching her raise countless apprentices, and now she was a mere puppet for some demon. Transcribed from a tale told by a Templar in Antiva City, 713 Storm. Demons, of course, have no form in our world. When they enter, either where the veil is particularly thin or through blood magic summoning, they must take possession of a body. When a pride demon takes control of a mage, an arcane horror is born. Although they appear to be little more than bones, these are fierce creatures, possessing not only all the spellcasting abilities of a living mage, but also the capacity to heal and even command other animated corpses. Corpse. To anyone who doubts the wickedness of blood magic, I say, with your own hands strike down the corpses of your own brothers who have fallen in battle to a Maleficar, then we may discuss morality. Knight Commander Benedictus in a letter to the Divine, 546 Exalted. The walking dead are not, as the superstitious are wont to believe, the living come back for revenge. They are, rather, corpses possessed by demons. The shambling corpse, controlled by a demon of sloth, causes its enemies to become weak and fatigued. Corpses possessed by rage demons go berserk and simply wade into their opponents mindlessly. Devouring corpses are held by hunger demons and feed upon the living. The more powerful demons rarely deign to possess a dead host. Pause to drink. I should have read these earlier. My bad. Okay. In all my studies, I must say that the most intriguing was my interview with the Desire Demon. That the creature was willing to speak with me was a sign that this was no mere monster, mindlessly driven by its nature, but rather a rational being as interested in me as I was in it. It took a form that I would call female, though I had no doubt that it could appear otherwise. I wondered if it appeared as it did because I wanted it to, or because I expected it to. She, and indeed I could only think of her as such now, smiled warmly at me and laughed a musical sound that seemed to thrill my old heart. So frightened was I of this creature's legendary abilities to twist the hearts of men, and so relieved was I when I looked across the table into her dark eyes. This was a fearsome creature of the Fade, but as I spoke with her, I slowly came to realise that this demon was merely as misunderstood as we mages are ourselves. From the journal of former senior enchanter Malleus, once of the Circle of Ravane, declared apostate in 920 Dragon. Of all the threats from beyond the veil, few are more insidious and deceptively deadly than the Desire Demon. In folklore, such demons are characterised as peddlers of lust, luring their prey into a sexual encounter only to be slain at the culmination. While a Desire Demon can indeed deal in pleasure, in truth they deal with any manner of desire that humans can possess. Wealth, power, and beauty, to name a few. Far more intelligent than the bestial hunger and rage demons, and more ambitious than the demons of sloth, these dark spirits are among the most skilled at tempting mages into possession. Many who serve the whims of a Desire Demon never realise it. They are manipulated by illusions and deceit, if not outright mind control, although these demons are reluctant to resort to such crude measures. Instead, they seem to take great pleasure in corruption. The greater the deceit, the greater their victory. Only demons of pride prove more fearsome opponents when roused. Their abilities to affect the mind allow them to assume disguises, and even alter the environment to their purposes. Not to mention the great strength and speed they possess if they should have to resort to more physical means. Most often, a Desire Demon will attempt to bargain its way to freedom if overpowered. Many stories exist that depict mages defeating Desire Demons to the point where a wish can be wrested from them. It should be noted that in such stories, the demon almost always gets the upper hand, even when the mage thinks his wish has been granted. Dragon. Dragonlings. Newly hatched dragons are roughly the size of a deer and voraciously hungry. They live for a short time in their mother's lair before venturing out on their own. The slender, wingless creatures are born in vast numbers, as only a few ever make it to adulthood. Rage Demon. I'm probably going to clear out the creatures list and then move on. I might try and find the Grey Warden's letters, but I don't know if I will. Anyway, Rage Demon. Encountered in the Fade, the true form of a Rage Demon is a frightening sight. A thing of pure fire, its body seemingly made of amorphous lava, and its eyes 2 pinpricks of baleful light. Radiating from its core. The abilities of such a demon centre on the fire it generates. It burns those who come near, and the most powerful of its kind are able to lash out with bolts of fire and even firestorms that can affect entire areas. Fortunately, even powerful rage demons are less intelligent than most other varieties. Their tactics are simple. Attack an enemy on sight with as much force as possible until it perishes. Some rage demons carry over their heat-based abilities into possessed hosts, but otherwise the true form is mostly seen outside of the Fade when it's specifically summoned by a mage to do his bidding. Okay, Revenant Shade and Giant Spider, I guess. Why is this not in alphabetical order? Revenant, an entire unit of men, all slain by one creature. I didn't believe it at first, your perfection, but it appears that this is so. We have a survivor. And while at first I thought his rantings were exaggeration, alright, you gotta go have a kick-ass stream. Thanks, Kiara, really appreciate it. Have a kick-ass day if you can. It appears to be no simple skeleton. The descriptions of the creature's abilities were eerily similar to those our brothers at Marnus Pell encountered almost a century ago. Men pulled through the air to skewer themselves on the creature's blade, and attacked so quick that it was able to assault multiple opponents at once. I might have to pause the stream to get a tissue in a moment. I think I'm going to sneeze again. No, your perfection. What we have here is indeed a revenant and nothing less. From a letter to Divine Amora III, 571 Exalted. A revenant is a corpse possessed by a demon of pride or of desire, making it amongst the most powerful possessed opponents that one can face. Many possess spells, but most are armed and armoured and prefer the use of their martial talents. They are weak against physical attacks, but regenerate quickly, and commonly use telekinesis to pull opponents into melee range should they try to flee. Revenants also have the ability to strike multiple opponents surrounding them. Stay at range if possible and strike quickly. That is the only way to take such a creature down. Shade. It has often been suggested that the only way for a demon to affect the world of the living is by possessing a living, or once living body, but this is not always true. Indeed, a shade is one such creature, a demon in its true form that has adapted to affect the world around it. My hypothesis is this. We already know that many demons become confused when they pass through the veil into our world. They are unable to tell the living from the dead, the very static nature of our universe being confusing. To a creature that is accustomed to a physicality defined entirely by emotion and memory. Most demons seek to immediately seize upon anything they perceive as life. Hang on 1 second. Jealously attempting to possess it, but what of those that do not? What of those that encounter no life or fail to possess a body? What of those that are more cautious by their nature? These demons watch, they lurk, they envy. I need to address this email I just received, so I'm going to try and juggle the two things. In time, such a demon will learn to drain energy from the psyche of those it encounters, just as it did in the Fade. Once it has drained enough, it has the power to manifest and will forever after be known as a shade. Such a creature spurns possession. It instead floats as a shadow across its piece of land, preying upon the psyche of any who crosses its path. Have I repeated that? Oh, no, they just repeated the language. Perhaps it believes itself still in the Fade. There is evidence to believe this is so. I need to reply to this. Right, well, I've replied to that. This is the work that broke me last time, and I don't know why I keep doing. I know I keep doing it because I can. Anyway, a shade will weaken the living by its very proximity. If it focuses its will, it can drain a single target very quickly. Some have even been known to assault the minds of a living victim, causing confusion or horror and making the target ripe for the kill. The tragedy of a shade is perhaps that, once it has drained a target whole, its appetite is only heightened rather than slaked. From the Journal of the former senior enchanter Malleus, once of the Circular Ravine, declared apostate 920 Dragon Age. Giant Spider. Giant spiders tend to appear in old ruins and other places where the veil has become thin because of magical disturbances or a great number of deaths. In such places, spirits and demons pass into the world of the living and attempt to take control over living beings, spiders among them. Not all scholars accept this explanation for the presence of these beasts, however. Some claim that the thinning veil allows magic to leak from the Fade, tainting such creatures as these spiders to transform into larger and more potent creatures than they would ever become naturally. While such spiders are known to possess powerful poisons and the ability to fling their webs at opponents in combat, studies of them have been few, and the full range of their abilities are unknown. The Spiral Eye. Kirkwall has been a tinderbox since becoming the centre of the Templar power in Eastern Thedas. Of the hundreds of mages that live in the Gallows, it is perhaps telling that the most well-known are its apostates. Caradweth was one such infamous apostate. She lived during the latter half of the Storm Age and was known for hunting priests and Templars that abused their charges excessively. Caradweth was also known as the Watcher and the Spiral Eye, so named for the spiral glyphs she marked near her victims. Templar records show that Caradweth was captured and made tranquil in 790 Storm. Many refuse to believe this, so her legend lives on. From Kirkwall, the city in chains by that guy, 924 Dragon. These I read when picking them up. Much the same as these. This one I have not read. The Grey Wardens. The first Blight had already raged for 90 years. The world was in chaos, a god had risen, twisted and corrupted. The remaining gods of Tevinter were silent, withdrawn. What writing we have recovered from those times is filled with despair, for everyone believed, from the greatest archons to the lowliest slaves, that the world was coming to an end. At Weishaupt Fortress in the desolate Anderfels, a meeting transpired. Soldiers of the Imperium, seasoned veterans who had known nothing their entire lifetimes except hopeless war, came together. When they left Weishaupt, they had renounced their oaths to the Imperium. They were soldiers no longer. They were the Grey Wardens. The Wardens began an aggressive campaign against the Blight, striking back against the Darkspawn, reclaiming lands given up for lost. The Blight was far from over, but their victories brought notice, and soon they received aid from every nation in Thedas. They grew in number as well as reputation. Finally, in the year 992 of the Tevinter Imperium, upon the Silent Plains, they met the Archdemon Dumat in battle. A third of all the armies of Northern Thedas were lost to the fighting, but Dumat fell and the Darkspawn fled back underground. Even that was not the end. The Imperium once revered 7 gods: Dumat, Zazakel, Toth, Andorhal, Razakal, Luskan, and Athemiel. 4 have risen as archdemons. The Grey Wardens have kept watch through the ages, well aware that peace is fleeting, and that their war continues until the last of the dragon gods is gone. From Ferelden Folklore and History by Sister Praetorian Chantry Scholar. Reminder that actually needs an update. Because, the 5th Blight is from the first game. The Tranquil I think I got after that quest with Anders. Although apprentices do not know the nature of the harrowing, all of them understand its consequences. They either pass and become full mages, or they are never seen again. Those who fear to undertake this rite of passage, or those who are deemed too weak or unstable, are given the rite of tranquility instead. The actual procedure, like the harrowing, is secret, but the results are just as well known. The rite severs connection to the Fade. The Tranquil, therefore, do not dream. This removes the greatest danger that threatens a weak or unprepared mage, the potential to attract demons across the Veil. But this is the least of Tranquility's effects, for the absence of dreams brings with it the end of all magical ability, as well as all emotion. The Tranquil, ironically, resemble sleepwalkers. Never entirely awake nor asleep. They are still part of our circle, however, and some might say that they are the most critical part. They have incredible powers of concentration, for it is simply impossible to distract a Tranquil mage, and this makes them capable of becoming craftsmen of such skill that they rival even the adeptness of the dwarves. The Formari, the branch of the circle devoted to item enchantment, is made up exclusively of Tranquil and is the source of all the wealth that sustains our towers. From On Tranquility in the Role of the Fade in Human Society by First Enchanter Josephus. I was only starting to clear these out so I could read those Grey Warden letters I found in the chest. Obviously I'll clear these out because these are just the tutorials. Aha, anyway. Grey Warden letters. Take the first boat from Amaranthine to Kirkwall, then proceed with all haste to Weishaupt Fortress. If the roads prove too perilous or blocked, our agent in Kirkwall can assist. Find the dead drop located in an alleyway near the Lowtown Foundries during daylight hours. Protect the letters at all costs. Warden Commander of Ferelden. The limitations put upon my research have greatly hampered progress. With just a few subjects, I could test certain critical hypotheses. However, the information sent about the Architect has proven invaluable to my efforts, and I am pleased to report limited success. As the Architect surmised, considerable untapped power exists within Grey Warden blood. When properly prepared, its effects can be remarkable. But my research has also revealed some alarming implications which I have attached in the older Canton cipher. I urge you to send this to the First Warden at once. I will conduct further tests as long as I am able. My documentation is very thorough. If time finally claims me, others may follow in my footsteps. Avernus. Avernus being the fellow that we met in the Warden's Keep DLC. Emmerich's notes. Emmerich's notes are a messy collection of half-baked thoughts written on scraps of paper. Only one seems to stand out. There's something about that Lowtown Foundry where Marin's trail ended. I've got a strange feeling about it. and I've read that, and I will leave the characters for another time because it is time we got back to the business of the game. Not that anyone on the stream could actually stop me, of course, but I've got to kind of balance the progress with reading element of the game, and I'm really, really struggling mentally right now. Right, I will reply to this and then continue. Kind of bouncing all my windows here. If you're looking at this and thinking, my freelance work is the work for me, you might want to do research. Freelancing is difficult and time-consuming and incredibly stressful, but it's the only employment I can find. Not that people watch this stream for my, personal woes and life history, but I made a promise to myself that I would never be a...
I don't even wake Bianca for every threat anymore.
I made a promise to myself that I would not be a personality and that I would be myself on stream. And that means being visible about my problems and talking about them. Pile of bones. I mean, that's a skeleton. That's not a pile of bones, that's a full-on skeleton. And that's just a world map. Okay. And obviously the one down there is Seamus, or Seamus as it's technically pronounced, I guess.
No further, human. Tal Vishoth control these passages.
I am more than capable of meeting any threat.
So I see. I expected to warn a caravan, not a well-equipped tracker. The path ahead is littered with my kind. If you are as skilled as you look, it would please me if you killed them.
You have turned your back on your kin.
Yes, for a second time. I did not like my role, so I left the queue. I do not wish to be a murdering thief, so I left these Tal Vishoth to warn their victims. You are no victim, so now I will leave.
I want a friendly way to get what I need.
You will be disappointed. They are reveling in chaos. It is a wretched freedom.
You don't get what you want.
I still need order, even if I insult the core of the Qun by selling my honor as a mercenary.
Do I really have to convince you to do the right thing?
I have already done more than was demanded, by my own choice. You have my word of caution, human. Heed it or do not.
The more they talk, the less I understand.
That's fair. That's fair. Thought about hiring him, but if he doesn't want to fight, he doesn't want to fight. Also, why did it turn me around? I guess he came from that way, right? So, time to kill Tal Vishoth, which I think is Grey Ones or something. You're all stunned, knocked back, and trapped in a hail of arrows. Oh, right. Barak's still injured. I should have gone back to Kirkwall.
Who's laughing now, huh?
Oh, they're all dead. Cool. I hear a rattlesnake. Do not see said rattlesnake. No step on rattlesnake. There's nothing there. Nothing there. Or Talbishoth.
Caravan this deep?
We are no caravan. We are adventurers, brave and true. And we are coming for you. It's nice that my party thinks I can handle, you know, all of them
This is going badly.
by myself.
Better luck in the next one.
You're my frontline fighters. Please stick to the front line. I'm just going to have to keep relying on pressing Y whenever it's out off of cooldown. Also, where has my dog gone? I think I just combined summoning the dog and spellcasting at the same time.
Everybody order a shot in the face. That's how we did it in Ferelden.
Is it? I mean, it looks pretty much like how Aveline... Oh, I mean, I guess she's Ferelden also. Never mind, ignore me. The Elysian Empire. There are many lords and ladies in Val Royal, and I mean this literally. Once the system of noble titles in Orlais was labyrinthine. There were barons and barons and baronets and surbarons and a horde of others, each with its own origins and its own nuances of comparison. The Orlesian aristocracy is ancient and much given to competition. All the nobility play the grand game, as it is known, whether they wish to or not. It is a game of reputation and patronage, where moves are made with rumours and scandal is the chief weapon. No gentle game, this. More blood has been drawn as a result of the grand game than any war the Orlesians have fought. Of this, I'm assured by almost every gentleman here. As far as titles went, everything changed with the coming of Emperor Drakon, who established the Orlesian Empire as it exists now, and who created the Chantry. There is no more venerated figure in Orlais. In Val Royal, the statue of Drakon stands as tall as the statue of Andraste. Drakon determined that the grand game was tearing Orlais apart, so he abolished all titles beside his own, and lord, and lady. I am told, with some twittering amusement, that this action did not end the grand game as Drakon had intended. Now the lords and ladies collected unofficial titles rather than official ones, such as the exalted patron of Tassa's Clay or uncle to the champion of Trem. It is a headache to remember such titles, and one winces to think of the poor doorman at the balls who must rattle them off as each guest enters the room. The aristocracy is different from Ferelden in other ways as well. The Orlesians' right to rule stems directly from the Maker. There exists neither the concept of rule by merit, nor the slightest notion of rebellion. If one is not noble, one aspires to be. Or at least aspires to be in the good graces of a noble, and is ever watching for a way to enter the patronage of those better placed in the grand game. And then there are the masks, and the cosmetics. I have not seen so much paint since the kennels at High ever, but that is another story. From Beyond the Frostbacks by Bantioric of West Hill, 920 Dragon.
You know, I might be able to give you a hand with that. Don't suppose I could give that a shot?
Wanted to do it myself. I guess because I'm not a rogue, I just can't pick the locks, right? Yes, because I'm not a rogue, I can't do it. But the the extra crit damage, sorry, will be nice. I think I'm going to keep them at 20. I don't think I'll be raising them any higher. Okay, anyway, Enchanted Staff does more damage. Give it a try. Three major depth robes. They were the one I was wearing, I believe. Yes. I mean, it doesn't make any difference because you can't see it anyway. I'll take the extra 2% crit chance though. The armor isn't terribly high. And these are my 2 staffs. Okay. Nope. And hell no. They're in potion. Oh, I guess my thing's probably low, right? Haha. Well, that's where they came from. I like running past the dog because you can hear it panting every now and then. It's pretty good. And there's nothing else back here. Into the Talvashoth Cavern. So many things to juggle. So many things going on at the same time. Longsword. Ah, yes. Just what I need as a mage. That isn't a spell, arcane warrior. Why, yes, that is a door. Thank you for noticing, game. Yep, there's really nothing here. Oh, hang on. Hang on. Summon Whiskers again. Ah, woo! Wow, that is just telekinetic force, huh?
Now you fall.
What I might start doing is using the strategy guide to take advantage of weakness to certain damage types. Just for the lols more than anything. I'm carrying all of the staffs, I may as well get use out of them. Like, proper use out of them. But that's something I'll try and figure out off stream. Might type that information up, like, hey, Kunara used this kind of staff. Ah, Carver's scented blood. I cannot save anymore. Okay. Whiskers is causing trouble.
Go down.
I'm actually kind of close to my healing aura to apply.
Here. Come on.
Get out of his aura! Stun! Carver, if you could actually do something, that would be grand.
Deal with this.
I know that the dog's in the way, which is causing the problem. There we go. It's causing the problem, but still. Oh, I don't think I mentioned this on stream. When I get to Inquisition, and when I go back to The Witcher 3, whenever that is, I'm going to be playing them on easy. Purely because those games are long enough as it is. I do not wish to add to the playtime. That's just a weird texture, sorry. By obviously having longer battles take place because of a higher difficulty level. I realised I was being silly by not doing that, so that is the current plan. Up is the way I'm supposed to go. Raw lyrium, very nice. And an amulet. I think this is the one that the wiki mentions for Fenris. Interesting. And there's nothing there. It's just a rock. Well, I mean, there is a rock, but that's all there is. There's nothing else. That's where I'm supposed to go. Grab the silverite. And that's invisible. Oh, no, it's not. No, now it is. Hey, guys, just let me through. Let me through. Thank you. Save the game. Before Carver scents blood.
No one could come so far. A demon or Ben Hasra. We will never stop.
We are not Ben Hasroth, my friend. We are not the secret police. Have a stun. You know, that would go better if I'd actually managed to cast the spell. Well, that guy just kind of bounced. No. That one. Or not. Stun!
I suffer no threat.
This goes on too long. Finish him.
Stun! Group heal! Oh hey, Cerebus. Let's not be having you casting spells.
This goes on too long.
Sorry, boss, sorry. Kunara Mage. In fact, you know what? Let's focus. Carver's going to need help.
Let's finish this!
Stun! That's Cerebus really just go invisible.
Can't keep this up. There! I'm exhausted.
Okay. Still can't pull off a party heal, which is annoying. I have to keep this trigger pulled down so I can.
I think I need a rescue
How
here.
about you? That's enough.
Aveline's down.
Nice work.
Ah, this is the mage. Excellent.
Killed
Cool.
a
This
lot.
isn't going so well.
But that dwarf is
I'm
waiting
not
at the
gonna
camp.
make it.
Carver, shut up. You're gonna make it, Carver, purely because I will reload the game if you die. Right, anyway, that is combustion grenade, you see. Let us collect everything. I know that it's dated, but I really like the art style for this game. I don't know if I've really mentioned that on stream before, but obviously I've talked about how I enjoy the environments and the way they repurpose them and everything. I think they do the repurposing quite well. I just really like the art style. Ah, there's the sword that the wiki's like, hey, give this to Fenris. Speaking of swords, Not really worth it. Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see why you'd give that to Fenris. I don't think I've left anything behind. Poked around all the corners. Further on, further in! I wonder if that hides a loading zone. Two staffs, you spoil me, game. Why can I not use these? My magic is too low. Oh, nature and cold. That staff deals cold damage, but increases your fire damage. Interesting. What is my current magic? 22. I could down the Avernus's experimental draft potion. Let's see if there's any like story repercussions for doing so. Do I need to give the Yeah, I'll keep it. I won't use it. I'll keep it for now. And then after this quest, I'll do a dead drop and see if I still have it after that point. Was that side? There's nothing on that side. Because if I do get to keep it, that's 2 points in magic straight away to use my new staffs. Also, that was the entire quest. I guess. Yes. However, I'll visit Gamlen's home to reset injuries and things. Sorry, checking something. Hey, do I have a letter? I do not. Lowtown for Dark Epiphany. Epiphany? 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 I think it's Epiphany. Guardsman. Oh, hang on. Do I have... How much money do I have? Oops. Oh, I have enough to get Varric's armor upgrade as well. Excellent. I will do that after this. It's right there. I can see it. Just let me get to it. Otherwise I'll dead drop you in the testicles. Now that's not fair, just loading in. And stun. Wasn't quite close enough. Nope. You can stop what you're doing, my friend.
You're gonna regret this.
It's not a lot of healing, but it's okay right now, and obviously there is an upgrade for party heal. I'll be honest, that was my health was getting a bit low for my own comfort there.
Despite the name, Lowtown's not so bad. Just more likely to be destroyed by tidal waves than Hightown.
That's fair. You don't actually want that.
There's the dead drop. Hopefully the Wardens will appreciate this.
I just kind of like leave and come back. Oh, there we go. Something in my home. Probably a letter. I understand that you are to thank for the return of the Lost Grey Warden letters. This deed did not go unnoticed. Please accept the enclosed reward and the Warden's blessings. Your discretion about this affair is appreciated. Anonymous. Hell yeah, 2 sovereigns. And is it still there? Right, well, I'm going to use that, honestly. I can't use it? Ah, there we go. I used it. Magic 24. Do I have any other armors in here? I'll try it. Why not? See what it looks like at least. Ooh. I kind of like it. Way more armor, higher dex, higher defense. 5% crit chance remains the same. Doesn't have the rune slot though, but higher armor. So in that case, I will stash that. I'll keep those on me in case I particularly need the cold damage. That'd be fine. Put them in there, just so I've got them in there. Although I need to go through at some point, but not today. Or not right now, anyway. Okay, what have I got? Black Powder Promise. May as well finish up that quest, to be fair. Which is my active quest, after all. What do I feel like wielding? Do I feel like cold damage or nature damage? I haven't used nature damage yet. Oh. Hello. Fenris helps here. I like how I can cast heal even though. Let's just get rid of Carver. Even though everyone's at full health. What does that require? 24 strength. 24 strength. Go to 15 stamina, and we'll go to 25 strength. Why not? Could probably give him some cunning to increase his defenses as well, but there we go. Passive, just extra magic resistance. Hang on, he's got 2 ability points remaining. Never mind. Take both of them. And I guess go with Whirlwind, so you've got all of the the options available to you, my pointy-eared edgelord friend. Now you may equip the sword. That looks pretty cool. Maras might be nice. There we go. Right, save the game. Isabella also won't come in here. I believe.
Let me pass. I have business with the dwarf Javaris and your Arashok.
The short mouth, yes. Enter if you must, Basra.
You go on ahead. I would rather not.
An awkward time to run off, Isabella.
Ah, you know I'd never leave you. It's just that I really have to leave. Now.
And there we go. Anyway, put Varrett back in the party. The gate is closed, I guess.
Enter if you must.
I must. The Kunari. The people of the Kun are perhaps the least understood group in Thedas. The Kunari Wars were brutal, but so was the Chantry Schism. So was the fall of the Imperium. Some of this misunderstanding is an accident of nature. The race we call Kunari are formidable. Nature has given them fierce horns and strange eyes, and the ignorant look on them and see monsters. Some is an accident of language. Few among the Kun's people speak the common tongue, and fewer speak it well. Apart from all of the NPCs, apparently. In a culture that strives for mastery, to have only a passable degree of skill is humiliating indeed, and so they often keep quiet among foreigners out of shame. But much of it is a result of the culture itself. The Kunari view their whole society as a single creature, a living entity whose health and well-being is the responsibility of all. Each individual is only a tiny part of the whole, a drop of blood in its veins, important not for itself, but for what it is to the whole creature. Because of this, the Kunari most outsiders meet belong to the army, which the Kun regards as if it were the physical body, arms, legs, eyes and ears, the things a creature needs in order to interact with the world. One cannot get to know a person solely by studying his hand or his foot, and so one cannot truly meet the Kunari until one has visited their cities. That is where their mind and soul dwell. In Seheron and Parvolan, one can truly see the Kunari in their entirety. There, the unification of the Kunari into a single being is most evident. Workers, whom the Kun calls the mind, produce everything the Kunari require. The soul, the priesthood, seeks a greater understanding of the self, the world, and exhorts the body and mind to continually strive for perfection. The body serves as the go-between for the mind, the soul, and the world. Every one and everything has a place decided by the Kun in which they work for the good of the whole. It is a life of certainty, of equality, if not individuality. From the writings of the Seer of Kant R. 841 Blessed. Hey, you got any loot for me? Because it'd be real cool if you did. You don't? Oh, you suck. Hey, just looking out? Cool. I've been there. That guy has cool face paint. I haven't really done anything but read Codex Entry, so.
Ah, my right hand arrives. Summon your Arashok. The bargain is done. About time you showed. I've been here for hours.
He is a tall person. With very, very magnificent horns.
Ari Shokost, Maras Shokra, Anan Isamkun. Look hewn from an elf? The madness of this place.
Ooh, it's exciting.
Friend of yours?
Friend of no one.
Yes, well, that said, I'm here to report that
No.
your hated Talvishoth were felled, one and all, right? Yes, they were. So, I'm ready to open negotiations for the explosive powder, as we agreed.
No.
He's not getting it. Make your chatty elf say something.
Any insight that would help?
Kunari do not abandon a debt. I humbly request clarification from the Arishok.
I have a growing lack of disgust for you.
Well, that's
The
nice.
dwarf imagined the deal for the Gatlock. He invented a task to prove his worth when he has none.
Then we have wrongly inserted ourselves in your affairs. Would you have us kill this dwarf?
Wait, what now?
If you face Talvishoth, he is not worthy of dying to you, as he was not worthy of dying to them. But you keep good company. Let him live, and leave.
Oh.
He had big plans for your recipe. I was supposed to get a piece of that.
Dwarf, did your imaginary bargain make promises on my behalf?
There's a respect system with the Arashok,
I expected your wisdom to be
which
more
I'm
profitable.
naturally trying to maximize. Oh, they're not
Then
happy.
you will pay on my behalf.
Sod it all, take your coin, take whatever. Hornhead oxmen and mongrel dog lords, suck your own powder and blow your head off, sod it.
Wow, that was
You will
foul
leave as
language.
well, human. There's no more coin for you here.
Excellent. His dislike for me lessens. Oh, actually, I think I was going to keep Fenris for the next quest anyway. What's the quest called? You know what? I could just check my journal. Shepherding wolves. The unbidden rescue. Oh, there we go. I was missing the word "the" from the wiki. Cool. So Aveline and Isabella will get friendship from this. Okay, so I guess I'll head to the nearest trout. Oh, wait, Lowtown, right? Yes. I need to go to Lowtown. It's just easy to go straight behind myself to the transition point that way. I for some reason thought directly behind me was the Arashok, and I was like, why is that the way it is? Okay. I can't remember who it was. Was it that guy? I don't think it was that guy. I mean, they're all in the book.
I can already tell this isn't going anywhere pleasant.
I bet that makes pickpocketing easier.
I'll try it sometime and find out.
Inventory. Mage armor. Nope. Unique armor. Nope. Bows, weapons. Hey, just companion like armor upgrades, please. No. 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 Accessories. Generated equipment. Well, that didn't help any. Not help any in the slightest, in fact. Maybe it's under companions. And if not, I'll just use the wiki. But I'm trying to use this. Yes, there we go. Armor upgrades, Act 1, a power shop in Lowtown. Okay, I have to remember it's in the actual companions. So, the apparel shop. Accessories, weapons. I guess that's Meryl's house. I think it's around there, right? Is it what the game's classing as Taylor? Anyway, let's find out. Oh, the city slums. Do I have... I'm going to keep all of... Oh, right, I should probably stash Fenris' sword while I'm running past my house. Probably going to sell some stuff as well. Stash. Lethandralis. And that locket, because it's named, I can keep that on me. I'll keep that on me. Inventory. Just junk that. Aveline. Isabella. Sure, why not? Let's take Fenris. To go and rescue Seamus. There we go. Words. How do words, chat? How do words? Sorry, I know
You
it's...
have such pretty hair. What a lovely colour.
Other children used to laugh at me for having ginger hair.
Really? Oh, I bet you were cute. Did you have pigtails?
Sometimes.
How precious. Little Aveline running around the village with her flaming orange pigtails streaming behind her. And little boys all scattering and screaming for mercy as she approached.
Shut up, whore.
That's not very nice. Isabella doesn't charge. She just enjoys life. Cool. This isn't Isabella's first dance, and it won't be her last. Did I just... Okay. Trinkets Emporium. I think it's this one, right? Yeah, Apparel Shop. One, sell my junk. That was worth so much. Purchase. I should keep those, but at the same time, I'm not going to wear them. So anyway, yes, buy that for Varric. And then continue on. Return to the Wounded Coast for the Unbidden Rescue. Got about 45 minutes-ish left, because I'd like to eat at a decent time today. So I need to go down.
I enjoy a man with markings like that.
You've enjoyed many, I suspect.
Where I come from, they're called tattoos. Sailors get them all the time.
Not made of lyrium, I'd imagine.
Not a one. And the pictures are different. Usually breasts.
I suppose a pair of lyrium breasts tattooed onto my chest would make things better.
That's me. I'm a helper.
You are, Isabella. You really are. More Talrashoth. Spicy green.
Now you fall!
Am I just creating like a cloud of poison? Is that all I'm doing with my 4th attack? Because that's pretty cool, if so. The wrong tab. Whoops. Professional stream. Yeah, I'm sorry I'm distracted. I know that it's probably been less than entertaining for people to watch me checking things, but I'm struggling to focus and just trying to do everything to keep myself on an even keel so that I can stream until my usual time rather than having to cut the stream. Stuff is better. Alright, so this is... Oh, hello. I have to go down, so I'm going to go down here first.
Let's finish this!
Tasty, tasty damage numbers. No, I auto attack stopped then, but okay. Mood, I guess. Take Talvashoth money. Also the elf root. So those crafting resources, if you don't collect them, they disappear in the next act and new ones spawn. So if you are playing the game, it's worth trying to find them all. I don't think you need to find them all to be able to craft everything, but obviously having a surplus of supplies is usually preferable to a surfeit. Right, let's go this way round. Autosave. I don't like the fact that it autosaved. It's terrible.
And the world's rid of one more Canary. Easier than I expected.
It's Seamus.
Call the men back.
Seamus.
We've got an appointment with the Viscount. Isn't that right, Seamus?
Ashad! You killed him! You Vashedan bitch!
Language.
That one of their words. See, that's why you need to be dragged home. You're playing too nice with those things. I'll wager you've gone even further than that. Haven't you, brat?
A little rough for a rescue, don't you think?
Competition? Well, you're too late. The Winters, I, have already claimed him.
Really?
Sarah, if I must go back, so be it. But I will not see these murderers rewarded.
Spoiled shit.
Gosh, the language right now is terrible.
And charge
Heckin'
extra
darn
for
it.
bringing you back quiet. And as for you, I could do with some entertainment while we wait for the others. Go down!
You fell over.
Most unwise.
That is not a nice combination to find to fight against. I feel kind of sorry for her.
Dead and good riddance, but she said she was waiting for more. A lot more.
Then we ready ourselves.
Indeed.
Strip the camp, and we'll ready a fitting welcome.
Oh, hey, there they are. Hey guys, fall over.
Get back! It's me. I stand for all of us. You will fall.
I should probably get behind my melee combatants. I have front lines for a reason. Okay. Just trying to figure out where the spell was coming from, but I gave up.
Let's finish this. You hit like my grandmother.
Hello? How we... Game, please. There we go. Kill the commander. Commander's dead, never mind.
Oh, Andraste. I've never seen so many corpses. So much blood.
Have you not been to a graveyard? Isabella and Fenris, what are the two of you looking at? Okay, please at least look at me while I'm talking to you.
We'll get through this. Hold on a little longer. There may be more coming. Go down!
That guy got wrecked.
I'll cut you open.
And stun. I can take care of these while everyone else goes after the commander. I could if one of them hadn't run off.
Now you fall.
Get away from me. Hey, could you not do whatever you're doing? Why am I slowed?
Let's finish this. Another fall. There. Now you fall.
Fenris being badass over there. Alright, we're good.
A shard never lied, never coddled. You are worth his time, or you are not. They are not the brutes others claim they are. Take me to my father, and I will try again to make him see.
Investigate.
It's clear this was not your first encounter with this Ashard.
I met him soon after their ship foundered. I had run again to escape the keep and my father. Ashard was to map the coast, to find an answer for the Arishok. I had so many doubts. Kunari have none.
I wasn't aware that Kunari take many friends.
Perhaps it isn't the right word. I am the Viscount's son, bound by everything that means. Ashard did not care. We were both seeking something. That was enough.
I confess, I'm not sure what one does with a dead Kunari.
The body is no longer him, and is worthy of no special treatment. That is, apparently, their way.
Should his people be told?
They will know. Whether they will deign to acknowledge it, I have no idea. There was much of a shard that I didn't understand, but it was so very worth trying.
Should always try to understand other people.
The Viscount is clearly concerned about your safety.
The Viscount sends thugs to do a father's job. I was in no danger until his help arrived.
You could have told him this was your wish.
Keep your assumptions. He doesn't hear me. He's as tired of being disappointed as I am of
Just
bearing
noticed
it.
his eyes match his clothes.
And now, a shard is dead. It's not right.
We'll leave soon enough, Seamus. Be ready.
I am at your whim, Sirrah.
Yes, you are, bitch. Anyway, did I say that out loud? What? The Wounded Coast. One of the few roads leading into Kirkwall passes through a dangerous area known as the Wounded Coast. The road winds close to the cliff edge that looms over waters, with many a precipitous drop to the churning waves below. There's many a local legend involving travellers falling, or jumping, or having been flung from those heights. From the cliffs, the road leads through jagged hills that line the pass like sharp teeth. Bandits use these hills as cover from which to ambush caravans. There's more to fear here than bandits, of course. Once one leaves the hills, you come upon a maze of sharp canyons, the hunting grounds for many fierce creatures. It is a place of secrets dating back to the golden age of the Tevinter Imperium, where ancient relics and statues crumble in time with the rocks. From that book by that guy. I've also been thinking I'm probably going to be streaming this on Saturdays, mostly, if I stream on a Saturday anyway. Like, the Animal Crossing streams were great, but this is a long game, and there are other games I'd like to be playing in the future. So I'll probably try to play this more outside of the usual weekday streams. And I've checked up here because I got to here and got sucked into a cutscene, which triggered everything. So I'll just loop around this side. And up here. Runed staff. Another one does extra fire damage without the staff itself dealing fire damage. Right, that's everything. So I will stand in the middle. We're good.
I am ready to leave. And you have coin to collect, I'm sure.
Okay, back to Kirkwall.
Let's go, Seamus. Your father will be waiting in the keep.
Then take me to him.
Okay. I shall.
Father.
My son. I thought I'd lost you.
Enough, Father.
Allow me to present one Sirrah Hawk, Your Excellency. She fulfilled the bounty.
You have my gratitude. I hope you encountered no great difficulties on my son's behalf.
No problems to speak of, aside from the crowd that tried to kill us.
I was told the Winters had involved themselves. Was there no way to avoid an incident?
They murdered my friend. Where is the concern for that?
It was my understanding
They were
you were
just,
captured alone.
They were just assholes, really.
Foolishly traipsing about the coast as you do.
I was not captured. I was with a shard. The Kunari. They are not monsters to be feared. If you would just try to understand, others would see as well.
Better that you were thought abducted than to have their influence suspected in my own family. Benign or not, it's too much.
This is clearly not my affair.
Forgive me, this is a private concern of yours.
Your actions are appreciated. The Seneschal will see you out.
There's the fire friendship with Isabella and Aveline. Let us read the character tab of the journal. What's left of the main plot? I mean, that's just the end of the act. That might be problematic, actually, to get the 50 sovereigns. Cool. Oops, no. Right, head there. That's a quest I can do now. That just says it can't be followed up on this time. That can, though, so I have to go to Lowtown to find someone. That's in Darktown, so we'll go to Darktown and then Lowtown to try and find the Chantry Sister. First, however, Anders. Magic is a tool, same as a bow or sword. Would you cut off a child's hand to ensure he never wields one in anger? Anders has a rocky history with the Circle of Magi, taken from his family when his talents first manifested. Anders was still a boy the first time he ran away from the Circle. Recaptured and returned dozens of times, Anders was still considered only a reckless scamp by First Enchanter Irving, who thought his easy temper and sense of humour made him no true threat. But during his final escape, Anders befriended the Warden Commander of Amaranthine and accepted an offer to become a Grey Warden. Life as a Warden changed him, introducing him to the free fade spirit called Justice, who slowly convinced Anders to turn his attention beyond his personal suffering. Infused with Justice's fervour, Anders offered to merge with the spirit in the name of Mage Freedom, starting them both down a dangerous path that turned the purity of justice into the unthinking hatred of vengeance. Fenris. Even those who live without chains are still bound, by fear, by tradition, by honour. Slaves dream of freedom, but I have found free men dream of it even more. Fenris was a slave, a bodyguard to Magister Denarius of the Twinter Imperium, until his escape several years ago. He speaks little of his past, saying only that he most recently came to Kirkwall from Tantervale in the north. The markings on his skin are akin to rune crafting. Made of lyrium and ink, they suffuse Fenris's flesh with a power even he does not fully understand. The process of their creation was painful, and in unguarded moments Fenris attempts to control the agony that lingers still. Even so, the markings enhance his fighting skill and have made him a unique and formidable warrior. I'm Isabella, previously Captain Isabella. Sadly, without my ship, the title rings a bit hollow. Isabella is vague about her days as a sea captain, though it's obvious she was involved in piracy and smuggling. Shortly after the Blight ended, Isabella's ship was caught in a storm near the Wounded Coast. The vessel was destroyed, and Isabella feels lucky to have escaped with her life. Now she's stranded in the Free Marches, spending most of her time in the Hanged Man Tavern. Isabella also reveals that she was born in Ravane, but spent many years in Antiva. When asked about those years, she changes the subject. Errol. The stories tell us that all Elven once had the gift, but like so many things it was lost, it's to keep his job to remember, to restore what we can. As each generation passes, magic becomes more rare among the Dalish. As the gift dies out, talented children are moved between clans so that every keeper has a successor, and no clan is in danger of being left without guidance. Merrill was born to the Illyrian clan, which wandered the hills of Navarra. She was the third child of the clan with the ancient gift born to her. When the next Arlath Ven, gathering of the clans, occurred, she was given to the Sabre clan to be first to keep Marathari. Merrill was just 4 years old. She spent most of her life in Ferelden and the Korkari wilds until her clan was driven north by the Blight. Viscount Marlowe Dumas. What happened to Viscount Perrin Threnhold was a travesty. I served in the keep, and my blood boils when I hear people call him a tyrant. He was a good man who tried his best to free Kirkwall from the control of those who use power for their own purposes. It's always been that way here, hasn't it? Long ago it was the Imperium, then it was the Kunari, then the Orlesians, now the Templars. When have we ever ruled ourselves? He tried to kick those Templar bastards out and give us a real freedom, and what did it get him? Now the Chantry has chosen Lord Marlowe Dumas as his replacement. After weeks and weeks of arguing, after telling the nobility that they would be choosing their Viscount, after everyone saying it was time to use a new title, why not King? Why keep using the name imposed by the Orlesians? And after all that, the Chantry chose him. I suppose I can see why. Everyone thinks he has the spine of a jellyfish, and it does seem that way. Truly, he has the Templars on one side, the nobility on the other, and everyone expects him to solve all their problems. Yet he has no power to actually accomplish it. He keeps the peace as best he can, and I think he does a good job, even if no one else does. And he loves that sad little boy. I see the way young Seamus looks at his father, and I feel for him. Locked up in the keep with no other children, watching his father be put down by every self-important windbag that walks into the Great Hall, it makes me miss the days of Perrin Threnhold, even if they were chaotic. We can only hope that one day Seamus gives this city the legacy it deserves. Excerpt from a letter by an unknown servant found in the Gallows Vault, 928 Dragon, which was like 6 years ago, I think, by this point. I have something unread. Oh, hang on. It will probably be the thing on the Kunari and the Wounded Coast. Oh, the Kun. Long ago, the Ashkari lived in a great city by the sea. Wealth and prosperity shone upon the city like sunlight, and still its people grumbled in discontent. The Ashkari walked the streets of his home and saw that all around him were the signs of genius, triumphs of architecture, artistic masterpieces, the palaces of wealthy merchants, libraries and concert halls. But he also saw signs of misery, the poor, sick, lost, frightened, and the hopeless. And the Ashkari asked himself, how can one people be both wise and ignorant, great and ruined, triumphant and despairing? So the Ashkari left the land of his birth, seeking out other cities and nations, looking for a people who had found wisdom enough to end hopelessness and despair. He wandered for many years through empires filled with palaces and gardens, but in every nation of the wise, the great, and the mighty, he found the forgotten, the abandoned, and the poor. Finally, he came to a vast desert, a wasteland of bare rock clawing at the empty sky, where he took shelter in the shadow of a towering rock and resolved to meditate until he found his answer or perished. Many days passed, until one night as he gazed out from the shadow of the rocks, he saw the lifeless desert awaken. 100,000 locusts hatched from the barren ground, and as one they turned south, a single wave of moving earth. The Ashkari rose and followed in their wake, a path of devastation miles wide. The once verdant land turned to waste, and the Ashkari's eyes were opened. Existence is a choice. There is no chaos in the world, only complexity. Knowledge of the complex is wisdom. From wisdom of the world comes wisdom of the self. Mastery of the self is mastery of the world. Loss of the self is the source of suffering. Suffering leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to the dark side. Suffering is a choice, and we can refuse it. I also don't know if that is the to the dark side mantra. I can never get it the right way around. It is in our own power to create the world or destroy it. And the Ashkari went forth to his people. An excerpt from the Kun, chapter 1. Kun, various characters pronounce it various ways. I know it's Kunari, not Kunari, so I guess it's Kun, but then I would assume, yes, everything has been read. I did it, chat. I read everything. You proud of me?
Good luck getting in. I've been waiting all day.
The Viscount must be terribly busy.
Just going to see if...
Not much room in the barracks, but there's nowhere I'd rather be.
Yes. Oh, thank you for being proud of me, at
Nothing
least.
going on, Hawk. You'd be the first to know if there was.
Okay, right. I guess there's nothing there then. Right, as much as having Fenris around is cool, I need to remove he and Varric. Just check Varric's inventory upgradey thing happened. It did. Cool. Moving on. Right, so Darktown for the Red Blossom special side quest. Please don't be any more work. Hell yeah. Slowly getting there, chat. Slowly getting better. Still kind of on the edge of a breakdown, but there we go. Right, who wants this Red Blossom special? You do.
This is yours, if I'm not mistaken.
This was free of its handler. Well, you're a lucky one. Thank you.
I don't think that really makes any difference, but okay. Right, Lowtown to ask around, I guess. Ah, closed the window. Well, not closed it, minimized it. It's all going to pot. Okay, now there's just someone asking around, huh? Cool. You know what? Let's just use the wiki. Lowtown at night. Wow, Varric doesn't actually like this, so let's grab Anders and Merrill. Aveline has no change. You can refuse it, but it's a plot quest, so you
come
have
out
to
at
do it.
night. It would be good to get rid of them.
Okay, right, well, let's level Merrill and Anders up, I guess. Magic. Cunning does apply to defense. So let's have a point of cunning. Danish Pariah, Stone's Throw. Cool. And then Anders. Magic 25, Willpower 20, Constitution 13. Vengeance Tree. How many do I have? 7? Cool. Panacea. Vengeance. Swift Justice. Obviously, I won't be using Anders terribly a lot because he's the kind of spirit mage that I am, just hopped up on incredible steroids. You know what? Have Heroic Aura, why not? Sister Patrice, Chantry Scholar.
Here, miss. Word is you're looking for help. And paying well.
I need someone native to the dark places beneath Lowtown. If you claim as much, yes, I will pay.
I am. Let's just step into this alley and me and my fellows can have a look at the money on offer.
Can she expect to survive Lowtown inviting that kind of attention?
No, actually, probably not.
Can you save someone so intent on being foolish?
Don't like interruptions.
I'll cut you good!
Face me! I stand for all of us!
One less to worry about.
Well,
cool.
Thank you for your timely intervention. I am out of my element.
I can tell, Sister
A
Patrice.
foolish risk in Lowtown.
I had to come here to get the type of person I need. Someone of bloody skill, but also integrity. Perhaps the kind who might leap to someone's defense. I have a charge who needs passage from the city. If you are willing and capable, meet me at my safe house nearby.
looks like I need to keep this party going. Yes, I do. Who do you think you are?
You make a lot of assumptions. It almost got you killed already.
All the more reason to end this quickly. You must need coin. Everyone here does. Varnell!
What a Templar
Not
that is.
so helpless, I see.
I hope you will come. This matter only grows more urgent with time.
Okay. Cool. Right. Marker's active. Hello? Did I not loot? Have I not previously looted this barrel? What was I thinking? I'm going to try and do this quest with this party for the kind of maximum friendship gains. I'm sure it'll go fine. 3 mages and a tank. Although, like, to be fair, like, I'm a spirit healer, Anders is a spirit is incredibly good at healing, so should be okay, I believe.
I am expected.
I thank you for coming. This matter is delicate, and I need someone of limited notoriety who will not link this to me. It is an escort, but I think you will agree the nature of the party makes this unique.
Is this legal?
If this is criminal, I already have
Am I
enough
going to do a
trouble.
bad thing?
I should think you're about to have more. I am Sister Patrice. This is my burden of charity.
Shiva Da.
Would even a Templar bind a mage like this? A survivor of infighting with their Talvashoth outcasts. I call him Katojan, a bridge between worlds. The Viscount and others feel that peace begins with appeasement. This mage would likely be returned to his brutal kin. He can serve a better purpose. I want him free. He must be guided from the city without alerting his people, or being seen in my care.
You don't just
investigate
stumble
first.
on something. Someone like this.
For all their blasphemous certainty, the Kunari do have deserters. Those who seek freedom are hunted mercilessly.
Talvashoth. They seem to accept the role.
Even their rebels conform. Savonel observed one of their bloody exchanges. This poor mage was the only survivor.
And you think this mage was being hunted?
I'm certain no thinking creature would willingly submit to this. If he was not running before, he has seized the opportunity now.
That is true.
If you are so intent on this, why not use Chantry resources?
Because it's a Kunari?
My order will soon realize the Kunari presence is more than a test of faith. It is an open challenge. But for now, I must act on my own. Helping this mage shows how Kunari heresy cannot be ignored. His flight is vital.
Is freedom so helpful? A new life with that collar seems doubtful.
And yet it is more than he has. My reach is limited. His struggle is his own.
It just seems like releasing a bird, cage and all.
We do what we can to step toward what is right. That must be enough.
You are not interested in who you might be hiring?
If you were important enough to know, I would need someone else. But if you insist, what is your family name?
My name is Hawk.
Strong. Very Ferelden. The Qunari have hardly pressured the southern nations. You have not seen as many converts or those who refused. If this action, if any action, can lessen their influence, it must be done.
Will he help? If I trust him at all.
I don't know his capabilities, or if he can function at all in that collar, but I think he knows we are his only way out.
You think?
He's followed every direction and made no aggressive moves, even when taunted. Were I in his place, I could have fled. Qunari or not, I can only assume he wants to be led to freedom.
And if you're wrong, I have to deal with it.
That is why I went to Lowtown. You are either capable of the discretion and skill that I need, or you are not.
That is true.
I've had dealings with the Qunari leader. He'd want to know of this.
You have dealt with their leader. If you have interacted with Qunari, you know how they treat those who leave their heathen order. The Arashok would doom this poor creature. But knowing them is useful. If they challenged you, attacking an ally would only confirm their barbarism. You are still right for the task.
I got him out.
I can get him out of Kirkwall. He's a bit conspicuous for the streets, though.
I had never thought about the plight of mages among the Qunari. But it seems they are even more oppressed than we are.
This mage will be a fine example of how cruel Qunari are, even to their own. But only if this plays out just so. The passage here leads to the warrens of the Undercity. It is dangerous, but that is why you were hired. Good luck.
Okay, so actually, anything to say?
She pities these things. I don't share her concern.
Of course you don't.
Kotojan, is it? You need to be led out of the city.
I mean, his lips have been sewn together. So.
I don't know if he understood you. I know I didn't understand him.
It has been difficult to get information, but look at him. Would you want this? We must have that in common.
Yes, I did quick glancing at what's involved in the quest, and having a rogue in the party, it would be useful. So what I'll probably do, there's just some traps, so what I'll do is grab a rogue.
What makes the gang so angry at night? Someone should do something about them.
Yeah, Aveline, do your damn job. I'll grab a rogue, deactivate all the traps, and then if I can leave, I'll run all the way back here. If not, it's not such a big deal. I think I will probably... Oof. Merrill has the least friendship gain, so I guess I'll drop I'll lose Merrill. Aveline... Nope. Anders and Varric. On the off chance that I cannot turn around and leave once I've started this, once I enter the Warrens.
Someone's always trying to take over at night. But someone else will always pay for their removal.
True that. Stupid wispy bits of hair. Get out of my face. Wow. So I, periodically check users in chat just to see if the viewer count and the chat count actually match up, and apparently I'm so uninspiring and unentertaining today that that 5 of the usual bots aren't even in the chat. So that's cool.
I would not approve of coming here to avoid the guards, but these circumstances are unique.
Alright, I'm just going to run around as Varric, because he can see traps.
Everyone stay still and try not to make any loud noises.
Hug, I wish. That'd be okay. I'm struggling today anyway, and then that's just kind of made everything worse.
Messing with us is suicide.
Psychic Hug. It'll have to do. The sentiment is appreciated. As much as my, I seem on a downer.
Someone's left a surprise here for us.
I do appreciate it. Is there really a right mage to mess with? Take... Oh, right. They're probably resistant to nature damage. Oh, hang on.
Now that's just rude. What are they trying to do? Ruin my boots?
When in doubt, run away and let me handle it.
That's fair. I think they're taking slightly more damage from this. I'll get over it. Like mental health rises and falls, so I'll get over it eventually. Just gotta wait it out. Varric does have great lines. To be fair, like pretty much everyone has great lines.
So much blood.
But I'm really enjoying playing this again.
I'll deal with this.
And all the time I'm saving... Oh, I guess they were flame jets. All the time I'm saving playing on the 1X with the sped up loading.
Watch where you step.
I love doing that.
The last trap? I lost count. My controller batteries are low. Well, that's okay because I'm going to play for like 5 more minutes, so hopefully they'll last. Although I do kind of want to finish the quest, so I might have to go and fetch the replacements.
Remind me never to get on our bad side. Seems to be unhealthy.
It is. It truly is.
No talk and no fight. This Kunari's not much of a traveling partner.
Where's the last trap? I guess I deactivated it? It's supposed to be here. Very strange. Well, in that case... time to go and get my mage. That's 1, 2. Interesting. I also can't get my mage back. Never mind. Looks like Varric's coming with me. I have to get that 5 friendship with Meryl from somewhere else. I mean, to be fair, there's the entire rest of the game to go, so it's not like it's too big of a deal. Right, well, that decision being made for me, apparently, I'm going to save the game and go and change my batteries. So I will be... right back, I guess. Are you insane, or did they change Andy's hair? It's a different model. They changed his hair from between Origins and this, and it's also a different voice actor, I believe. I'm just going to go and change my... get new batteries. I'll be right back. Clearly, I have returned. Had a quick snack. There we go. Batteries get into your designated receptacle. Okay. Again, keep doing what I was doing, searching for traps. One second while you insult Hawk. Okay.
Ah, look at this. Undercity's feared by all, but there's no shortage of fools with coin who want to test it. What is this thing? Collared like a dog lord's bitch. You some sort of canary lover? Maybe I should get rid of you and see who'll pay the most for your pet.
I don't think it likes you threatening its master. Maybe we let this one pass.
Why would you insult a Kunari? It's huge.
Do everyone a favor and listen to your friend.
Unless you lot make a holiday of the last free place in Kirkwall, tax it up like even Lowtown, I'll cut you up and save the biggest piece for your pet.
Oh. I mean, he's a mage, to be
By
fair.
the void! Kill it! Kill them all!
And now the stream's gone down. Let's give it a few moments. Oh, I appear to be back. Well, it was kind of acting like the stream had restarted, so that was cool. Continuing on with my plan of murder, death, kill. I like how Cerebus just stands there. Hi, best friend. Now he's on
The
fire.
danger has passed, Katojan. Calm yourself.
Calme-toi. You will control yourself.
Did you react because your lead was threatened? How much of this is just blind instinct, I wonder? You can't gesture or stomp your feet twice for yes or something.
No, I can.
The sister has assumed a great deal from a few
chooses
grunts
not
and
to.
twitches.
You did what I said. Did I hit the right phrase or something? Right. Could have expected that answer.
Looks fairly calm. He does, doesn't he? He's certainly not on fire anymore.
Keep control. And remember who is on your side. Of course. I expected no different.
Don't even get names. Just Undercity Thug. Hey chat. Hey chat. You know how on YouTube, I guess. You know how I said I was like run down, anxious, on the verge of breakdown? I found my one remaining spoon. It's in the chest of the game. So I wish you could communicate sometimes. Well, yeah, babe, but we are learning BS. Well, we're in theory going to start learning BSL soon, so that will help. That was everything that was cool. That's a fancy looking chest. Boots of the Spiral Eye. I mean, I guess they look kind of cool, but I also like having bare feetsies. Also, that extra willpower and threat reduction is nice. Cutscene.
You will hold Basra Vashidan. I am Arvarad, and I claim possession of Serabas at your heel. The members of Iskaratam were killed by Talbashov, but their disposal leads only here, to Serabas and you.
Oh.
I just got here, coming from the other way. If there was a trail, I didn't leave it.
Yet you are here with Serabas. The crime is his freedom, his leash held by unknowing Basra. We will not allow that danger to continue. Let your own mages doom you. Serabas will be properly confined.
And if he doesn't want to go back?
Serabas, show that your will remains bound to the Qun. He has only followed you because he wants to be led. He has allowed no other purpose.
Let's name drop, shall we? I don't want to end the conversation.
The sister called him Katojan. You are Serabas?
Serabas is his role and his name, as you understand it. It is the accusation and acknowledgement of being a mage.
And you are Arvarad?
My role is to hold the leash and hunt the Grey Ones who leave the Qun.
The Talbashov. The Grey
or
Ones.
Baz who have not yet been enlightened.
You don't care that someone abused your dead to get you here?
No doubt they were cast from your shoulders as you or your partner thieves grew weak. It is a crime whose victims are beyond caring. It will be dealt with, but the greater threat is clear. It is my role to secure
Find out all of the
Cerebos.
things?
It is
Indeed.
the role of another to purge the perversions of your kind.
Tried to navigate this conversation to get the friendship rewards, and the conversation tree on the wiki is not terribly helpful. I obviously have to pick that. That's fine. I think I know how to do it, so I can pick this option, but then not reveal that I'm a mage.
He is bound and abused, and you want him caged. Why?
The power that he has, that all Cerebos have, draws from chaos and demons. They can never be in control.
So you fear them?
Like so many others.
We leash Cerebos because they are dangerous
Who are we
and
friending?
contagious.
Right now,
Templars
it
fully
will give
grasp
me
that
friendship
threat.
with Anders and Aveline. I'm a mage too. I'm not going to do these. These result in combat. So... that would result in Meryl's friendship, were she here. So I have to deny him. And then fight them to the death.
I'm not giving him to you. He'll choose his own path.
He wants what the Qun demands.
But Anders will get
There's
plus 10
nothing
from
else.
this.
You,
Meryl would
Basra,
only get plus
your
5.
kind have no sense. The opportunity for
So I
reason
had
will
to
be
sacrifice
forced upon you.
Meryl's friendship gain to have a rogue to take care of the traps.
You will all be brought to the Qun.
Will we though? Oh, by the way, I'm a mage.
This goes on too long. Finish it!
You messed with the wrong mate!
The mage must be done.
Which one? There are 2, bitch. I like how Varric hasn't lost any health. How are we doing over here? Anders is doing pretty well actually. How far? Aveline. You have little health. Ooh, I have little health.
This goes on too long. Finish it!
I don't know where I was taking damage. Oh, right, they've got bows. That's where I was taking damage from. And stun. Hey, can I, Ah, no, they do not want you using him. Never mind.
This goes on too long. Finish it!
Oh, hang on. Whiskers, come out to play. I knew something was missing. Get rid of the Arvarad.
I'll deal with this. I can't keep this up.
Help Whiskers out.
Need mana.
You don't need mana, you cowards. This doesn't take mana to cast. It's also the only offensive thing I can use right now.
Can you stand?
Silly spirit healer restriction. It's mildly annoying actually as a like playing as a mage, but there we go.
I am unbound. Odd. Wrong. But you deserve honor. You are now Basvarad, worthy of following. I thank your intent, even if it was wrong. I know the will of Arvarad. I must return as demanded. It is the wisdom of the Qun.
So after all this, now you want to die?
Please take this dish out of his lips. Wish
do
I could.
not want to die. I want to live by the Qun.
Which means dying.
Yes. Is that hard to grasp?
Could you have returned if I'd let these others live?
No.
You were doomed from the start.
I was outside my Keratam. I may be corrupted. I cannot know. How I return is my choice.
Of all the ridiculous, spineless, mind-controlled, senseless piece of shit arguments I've ever heard.
What comfort has freedom brought you, mage? You would
That was
have
good.
more if you
That was good.
submitted to the Qun.
Averard couldn't kill me. Perhaps he was wrong about your death too.
Losing to you does not make him wrong. He spoke the Qun. I have chosen. It is bred in the bone.
Existing is not a choice.
It is the only choice. As it Taleb. It is to be.
Patrice might take you back if death is the only other option.
The sister was not honest.
What do you mean?
Quelle surprise.
I cannot say what she wanted, but it was certainty, not of the Qun. And her guard smelled of death.
Others of your kind live outside the Qun. You could join them.
They are not my kind. I am Qunari. They are not.
They have chosen to be free.
Free? They have refused what they are. I can't choose to not be.
My job ended when we exited the city. The rest
That's
is
really
up to you.
pragmatic.
You know of certainty and borders. You are closer to the Qunari than you admit. Your role would change little.
Real talk, though.
If you accepted the Qun.
It's got a cool kind of throat thing
Take
going on.
this secret thing, Basfarad. Remember this day.
It's hard not to. Oh, it's going to be even harder not to now. I'm going to be dreaming of this for years. Hey, do you think that the stitches will go, though?
But the creature was free.
She may not have known about this, but clearly Patrice set a trail right to us.
Yeah, I need to go and talk
If
to
this
her.
was her doing, I have a few questions for her.
Also, I guess they were really hot flames. What was the thing he gave me? Talisman of Sarabas. +2 health regen. Oh. Hey Meryl, I've got a thing for you. Right, before I leave this area, there is a thing to collect. Also loads of loot. Obviously from all of the dead Qunari. That's the thing. Man, I'm glad I've got the item giving me more money from... I find more money in the world than I pick up from dead bodies. I'm glad I'm using the item that gives me more money from dead bodies, at least. I think that's everything. The only thing I actually needed was the silverite, and everything else was just money. Time to leave. I guess Lowtown at night. And the only... How are we doing, Aveline? Very close. Right, Aveline, I'm going to have to ask you to kind of look away momentarily. So I need to lose her from my party. So I can get 5 friendship with Varric here, and he's not too high, so I may as well. Who else do I get friendship with? Carver! Oh, I may as well grab Carver then. How come? Oh, she doesn't like it when you ask people to pay you for doing jobs. So she's very strict and honourable about that kind of thing.
These thugs are plaguing the streets. I don't see a problem in giving them the fight they want.
Mage got weird. Well, yeah. Well, I think it's more because like I've agreed to do the job.
Leave nothing. It must be clean.
I have
with
to
no
just
ties.
abide by doing that.
Hawk. It was Hawk, right? From the streets.
Bitch, I will end you.
Took the Canary from the city without incident.
I think the incident was rather your idea.
Mind your tongue,
oh, Varric.
Please, do speak your mind.
Don't string me along. You know that I know.
Whether you believe it or not, I wished you no harm. That might have been useful for someone, but still regrettable. A massacre of citizens protecting a slave might have forced the Chantry to doubt appeasement, to see the Kunari for the monsters they are. Perhaps finding the mage was a rushed opportunity. If such a plot existed, I see how it might be disagreeable to you.
It might be disagreeable to me because I would have died if your scheme had worked.
Your Katojan killed himself rather than be free.
I assumed he wanted to escape, just as I would. My pity is genuine, but they are not like us.
I don't care, just pay me.
I want no part of your little war. Pay me what I'm due.
Take your coin. Disappear back into Lowtown. Rest assured, I will not make the mistake of looking for help outside the Faithful again. The stakes, eternity, are just too high.
Oh, apparently there is a
We'll be hearing
unique
from
line.
that one again.
Most likely. There is apparently a unique voice line as well. So, I will go and do that. Grand Cleric. So that's... Is there an option to punch her? Alas, there is not. Right, it's just easier and quicker to fast travel from here. Hey, Whiskers.
Nice hound, sister. More agreeable than most of your company. A few hundred of you, and we'd have taken Lothering. Or had a good shot. That's a good dog.
Who's a good boy? Aveline, Carver, and Varric. My usual adventuring party for now. I actually need the daytime for this. That's not where I wanted to go in the slightest. I wanted the Chantry. Oh well. And I also want to go and tell the Arashok about what happened. So this is the only instance in which the voice line we're about to hear from Grand Cleric Althena will play. No, she's down here.
You are from over the sea, are you not?
I
Have
guess
you
this has
come to
priority,
pray for those
gosh
you
darn it.
left behind? It was a near thing what happened in Ferelden, but in the end, the Maker stepped in.
Maybe I have to have this conversation and then return.
I hear a lot about the Knight Commander here. What can you tell
I
me?
talked to Althena? Oh
Gossip
no, I talked to her about
is a
Sebastian. That was what I
sin,
did.
Child. Knight Commander Meredith has an admirable devotion to her duties.
To the exclusion of all else.
It is not my role to form opinions on her character.
Only to advise.
Why are circle mages here kept in a Tevinter prison?
Ah, so soon you take an interest in our problems. The short answer is it was a building. A large one. Should it have sat empty? The Chantry found a use for what was once a horror. It is the nature of men to move
Remember
on
Meredith?
and forget the past.
She's difficult to
Even
forget.
Your blight will be a distant memory in our lifetimes.
Can I get your benediction?
May the
Ignore
Maker
the staff
bless
that
and
clearly
keep
marks
you.
me as an apostate.
May his smile grace all the days of your life, and his light guide you to his side.
So let it be.
So let it be. The Canary presence here has stirred great controversy in the Chantry. Several of our
This is the
brothers
line.
and sisters take the Canary too personally. The Maker would not have sent them if not to teach us something.
That line only appears after you do that quest. So that's cool. Hey, Sebastian. Lowtown. Go and talk to the Arashok, tell him what's happened, and then probably wrap up. He's not in Lowtown. Right? Yeah, he's not in Lowtown. I don't know why I came here. He's on the docks. God, just the load times are incredible.
All are forbidden. You are the exception for now.
Why, thank you. Also, my foot's clipping through the floor again, so that's cool. Hey, Mr. Tall and Imposing.
I should let this continue. Let them wallow.
Yes.
Why do you bother me, human? The dwarf paid you. There is no more. Your kind thinks selfishness and want are normal. This city, all of it, leaves a bad taste.
If you despise this place, why haven't you left?
Since we arrived, I have seen nothing but greed and weakness. Dwarves, humans, elves, just festering. No order, no goal.
Fester is a good word.
You are one of the few I have met with any ability. And yet this too was random, a result of selfishness. I cannot fathom how a mire like this can be justified. You say we should leave, but how can you bear to stay in this chaos?
Opportunity, hope to make it better. Life, glorious and wild. Don't like it either. Do any of these affect his respect thing? Do not believe so. Okay.
My welcome to the city was not so different from yours.
And yet you suffer it.
It's an opportunity to make a real difference.
He is super tall.
Karistan are soldiers. The Qun made it so. They can never vary from that assigned path, never be other than they are meant to be. But they are free to choose within that role, to accept and succeed, or deny and die. Glory is clear and defined. Could not this entire city benefit from that certainty? How else will you know when you have made a real difference?
To the throat?
He's free to choose to obey. That isn't contradictory to you.
He chooses to be.
as do we all, long before any of your meaningless freedoms
Much like
are presented.
the Cerebus just chose to
I
be.
am not the one to educate you. I did not intend to land here. But this city may demand certainty.
Also, your military.
I suspect we
not
are
a priest.
done, human.
Actually, we are not done, my friend. I must tell you of your people.
I've had confrontations with others in your command.
There have been a number of incidents, but you must mean Arvarad, found dead after tracking Cerebos. I thought nothing could threaten Arvarad.
You're not angry?
This one here.
A mage is dead. That is what matters. The rest is impressive, but do not repeat it.
Oh, I'm just gonna tattle on the sister.
I believe a member of the Chantry intended it to happen.
Garrick Patrice.
Friend and enemy blend together in this sea of filth. I can barely discern one group from another. But as this clearly means something to you, I acknowledge the risk taken.
Cerebus chose death over leaving the Kyun.
That is good to hear.
That is all you have to say?
I will not insult Cerebos with the suggestion that making the right choice was difficult. I expect as much from every Kunari. I doubt Cerebos earned a greater honor in his life than my reaction now.
Okay.
How many Kunari have you lost to the Tal Vashoth?
None.
That seems unlikely.
We lose nothing when weakness abandons the Kyun. It is the Tal Vashoth who have lost themselves.
I met an honorable one.
Doubtful.
He said he was a mercenary, not a murderer.
Then I know he made no claim to honor. When they sell themselves, little remains. He is not even dead to the Kyun. He is a living insult.
You guard your powder carefully.
It is a tool that can only be allowed to exist under the ordered authority of the Kyun.
It could benefit many people.
It does now. Just as swords benefit warriors, but are not given to children. Well, your children.
Oh.
I don't think Kirkwall would do well under military rule.
The rule of the Kyun is not military. It is discipline and order.
How is that different?
To your limited understanding, it is not. You fear soldiers that arrive to remove your pitiable vices. But they do not control Kunari. The Triumvirate divides and governs. One is nothing without the others.
Tell me more about the Triumvirate.
Can you tell me
tell
about
me
the
everything.
other two parts?
No.
Then we can learn nothing.
I am no more equipped to explain than you are to understand. Arishok, Arigena, Arikyun, pillars of the Kunari, of the nation that must be. There is but one way to know these things, human, and I have yet to decide if it must be done.
That's fair.
You're a long way from home. Why did you come?
Wonder what he could be talking about.
To meet a demand of the Kyun.
Which was?
It is a matter only the Kunari understand. We remain until we fulfill the demand of the Kyun. Or until the demand changes.
I assume that's just the same.
You're
yeah.
a long...
Or until the demand changes.
Goodbye.
Farewell.
Panahedan, human.
Pana what now? Okay, actually while I'm on the wiki, let's see if I can do Act of Mercy in Act 1. Okay, I need to complete another quest before I can do it. So that's totally a thing I could do if I so chose. I'm running out of Act 1 quests. I will just get my party set up for Wayward Son, and then we shall continue. By which you mean I'll load in the docks at night and then end. I miss talking with Vincento. This is something I could do now, so I just need a transition point. What's the actual Reyna? Oh no, I've missed being able to speak with Vincento. Never mind. Aveline, Carver, and right. So Fenris, I'm heading for a rivalry with because mage, who doesn't want to be confined. So if I don't take Aveline, I can get rivalry with Fenris. So I guess I need Fenris in my party. Cool. Is that bad? Is what bad? The rivalry? No, not at all.
You know how the Orlesians are about their bloody schedules. Stacking as fast as I can, don't you worry.
What's my inventory looking like? Plenty of space. So I'll just replace Aveline with Fenris. Yeah. Party members will only leave at set points in this, and that's if you do certain things. It isn't actually tied to their friendship or rivalry. But Fenris is very... Oh, I'm about to level up. Fenris is more into the... I accidentally got loads of friendship with him by flirting. Is into chaining mages, let's say. Understandably, but that's why we're going for the rivalry relationship with him. The rivalry friendship? Rivalry-based relationship? There we go. But if I take him with me on this quest, I can get some rivalry points with him. So this is where we'll end today anyway. So Friday, as I mentioned, will be Battletoads. Probably just for a stream. I'll see how it is. Double save, because why not? And then Saturday will likely be more of this. Saturday I'll try to get Wayward Son completed, because the main plot quests I think take like 2 hours to complete each. And then after I've done Wayward Son, obviously I could do Enemies Among Us, but there's also another side quest, another main plot quest that triggers as a follow-up to what I just, as a follow-up to something I've previously done. So, sorry, this, not follow-up to what I've done. This becomes a main plot quest. So there we go. So there's like 3 main plot quests left before the end of Act 1. So get hyped for the end of Act 1, I guess. I think that's all I have to say. How am I doing on money? Because I need 50 sovereigns for Bartrand. You know, nearly there. I'm so happy you can turn helmets off in this game. Anyway, I think that's all. So Friday will likely be Battletoads. For a short while at least. If I don't like it, then I'll just change game, honestly. And then Saturday, back to this, and next week back to this. So I hope the stream's not been too bad, and if you've watched this on YouTube, thank you. I hope the video, the archive wasn't too bad, even though I'm struggling for the mental health stuff. But I'll see you all around. Have a good one. Also, it's Wednesday, my dudes. So, happy Wednesday.